Asset allocation has real-world consequences. For example, many of us have heard of 50 and 60 years old who saw catastrophic drops in their portfolios during the last recession. Their assets were not properly allocated. They should never have invested in all equities, nor should they have sold during the downturn. Had they stayed in the market, they would have been rewarded handsomely over time. As a risk tolerance better. If you're 25 years old and have dozens of years to grow your money, a portfolio made up of most stock based on funds probably makes sense. But if you're older, retirement is coming up within a few decades, and you want to tame down your risk, even if the market tanks, you have a control over your asset allocation. If you're older, especially if you are in the 60s or older, for God's sake, a sizable portion of your portfolio should be in stable bonds. Bonds act as a counterweight to stocks, generally rising when stocks fall and reducing the overall risk of your portfolio. By investing part of your money in bonds, you reduce some of your overall risk. Sure, if that biotech stock went up to 100%, you wish your bond money was all in the stock. But if the stock went down, you'd be glad your bonds were there as buffer against losing everything. Although it may seem counterintuitive, your portfolio will actually have a better overall performance if you add bonds to the mix. Because bonds will generally perform better when stocks fall, bonds lower your risk a lot while limiting your return only a little. Government. An ultra-safe investment that's backed by government. In exchange for their low risk, government bonds tend to return less than stocks value. Stocks that seem bargain priced. Once you've won the game, there is no reason to take unnecessary risk. Diversification is accepted in the long term. The fact that performance varies so much in each asset class means two things. First, if you're trying to make a quick buck off investing, you'll usually lose money because you have no idea that will happen in the near future. Everyone who tells you they didn't fall are the commission-based salesmen. Second, they usually own different categories of stocks and maybe bonds to balance in your portfolio. You don't want to own only US small cap stocks, for example, or funds that own only small cap stocks. If they didn't perform well for 10 years, they will really suck. If, however, you own small cap stocks plus large cap stocks plus international stocks and more, you're effectively insured against any one area drag you down. So if you're invested in stocks, you want to diversify, buying all different types of stocks and stock bonds to have a balanced portfolio. These allocations are just the general rules of thumb. Some people prefer to have 100% in stock until they're in their 30s or 40s. Others are more conservative and want some money in bonds. But the big takeaway here is that if we are our 20s and 30s, we can afford aggressive about investing in stocks and stock funds, and even if they drop temporarily. Because time is on our side, and honestly, if you're nervous about investing and just starting out, your biggest danger isn't having a portfolio that's too risky. It's being lazy and overwhelmed and not doing any investing at all. That's why it's important to understand the basics, but not get too wrapped up in all various choices. All of this sounds completely reasonable. I invest aggressively when I'm younger, and as I get older, I get more conservative. There's just one problem: mutual funds. Okay, index funds, the attractive cousin in otherwise an unattractive family. Index funds set a low bar, no experts, no attempts to beat the market. Just on a computer that automatically attempts to match the index and keep costs low for you. Index funds are a financial equivalent of if you can beat it, join it. And they do, while also being low cost and tax efficient, and they require hardly any maintenance at all. In other words, index funds are simply collections of stocks that computers manage in an effort to match the index of the market. There are index funds for the S&P 500, for Asian Pacific funds, and for real estate funds. And for anything else you can imagine, just like in mutual funds, they have ticker symbols. But would argue that index funds would offer better performance than individual investors. Active mutual fund managers cannot typically beat the market, yet they charge investors unnecessary fees. There is a funny fact called illusory superiority, which represents how we all think we are better than other people, especially Americans. Once you understand this, Wall Street makes a lot more sense. Every mutual fund manager believes he can beat the market. To accomplish this, managers use fancy analysis and data, and they trade frequently. Ironically, the result is lots of taxes and trading fees, which when combined with an expense ratio, makes it virtually impossible for the average fund investor to be or even match the market over time. Buckle up to discard the old model of mutual funds and introduce index funds. Today's index funds are an easy, efficient way to make a significant amount of money. Note, however, the index funds don't simply match the market. If you own all accuracy in your 20s and 30s and the stock market drops like it has it from time to time, your investments will drop. Expect it. It's normal for your investments to go up and down. I believe that 98 or 99%, maybe more than 99% of people who invest in should extensively diversify and not trade. That's the legitimate index fund with a very low cost. Over the long term, the stock market has always gone up. Advantage: extremely low cost is to maintain and tax efficient. Disadvantages: when you invest in index fund, you typically have to invest in multiple funds to create a comprehensive asset allocation, although owning just in one is better than doing nothing. If you do purchase multiple index funds, you have to rebalance or adjust your investments to maintain your target asset allocation regularly, usually every 12 to 18 months. Each fund typically requires a minimum investment, although this is often waived with automatic monthly investments. Against index funds are clearly force people to buy either individual stocks and bonds or mutual funds. With their low fees, they are a great choice if you want to create and control the exact makeup of your portfolio. Choosing and actually buying your investments. By now, you should know what you want to invest in, a target date fund or index funds. If you even considering buying individual stocks because you think you can best the market or it's sexier, I want you to take all of your money, put it in a big triple bet, and then right into fire. At least you'll be skipping the middleman. If you don't want to spend a billion years managing your money and satisfied with 85% solution investing in a convenient fund, that's good enough. And woe-free. You opt to live your life and do what you love. Then, go for a target date fund. If you're more a personal financial geek and are willing to spend more time in your investment and want more control, then choose index funds. Whichever category you fall into, you will want to figure out exactly when to invest it. Let's get started.